All right. So then measuring, how do we get to measure bankruptcy level? So first of all, it will be very important for us to appreciate that a firm is said to be bankrupt if it cannot be able to meet its obligations when they fall due. When it's not able to meet its financial obligations when they fall due, even if it is pushed like, crazy. Just like how you can't squeeze water from a rock, right? Once it hits that dead end, then automatically we say that this organization is bankrupt. Then how do we get to measure these bankruptcy levels? Number one, using the famous Altman's model. Using the famous Altman's model. So Altman's model, whenever they talk of Altman's model, what are we supposed to remember? Whenever they talk about Altman's model, ladies and gentlemen, what you're supposed to remember, whenever we talk of Altman's model, yes, what you're supposed to remember is the famous acronym called WAREMAS. And these WAREMAS, if you're able to remember WAREMAS, these will always come in pairs. The WO and the MA will always come in pairs. But RE and the S will always come as single letters. All right? So this WO will be forgetting X1. This R will be forgetting, in this case here, X2. This E will be forgetting X3. This MA will be forgetting X4. This will be forgetting what here, X5? X5. So we are saying that X1 should be equal to WO, where WO is the working capital. 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 Then we have in this case here X2. So X2 is R. And this R, ladies and gentlemen, stands for what we call retained earnings. Retained earnings. This R stands for retained earnings. And then we have, ladies and gentlemen, after R we have E. E will help us to get X3. E is for EBIT. E is for EBIT. And then we have here X4. X4 now will be the MA. MA, which stands for what here? Market value. This stands for market value of ordinary shares. Market value of ordinary shares. And then lastly, ladies and gentlemen, we have X5. X5 is what here is S, which stands for sales. Which stands for sales ratio. And we need to get a way of now converting these ratios, all of them. We have to convert all of them to what here? To ratios here. How do we divide them? Or rather, how do we convert them to ratios? By dividing each one of them with the TAR. So this one here you divide with the TAR. This one here you divide with the TAR. This is the only one we divide with the TL. And this one here we divide with what here? We revert back to TAR. Where TA stands for what here? Where TA stands for total assets. TA stands for total what here? Total assets. TA stands for total assets. TA stands for total assets. Total assets. And of course, TL stands for what here? For total liabilities. For total liabilities like that. Now, as a quick way of recap, ladies and gentlemen, this Altman's model is a very popular model. I would want us to open our past papers. But before I open my past papers, are you guys able to see my whiteboard very well? Is my whiteboard clear? I'm trying to improve lighting in the studio. But again, when it is too much, I'm so sure it will really affect you. Ah, they're saying it's clear. All right. All right. So thank you. All right. So I would want us to go to our past papers. And these past papers that I would want us to look at today, we are looking at April 2022. April 2022, question number 4B. Not April, but December 2022, question number 4B. December 2022, question number 4B. December 2022, question December 2022, question number 4, boy. Once you get it, are you able to put your thumbs up like this? And if someone happens to get it, then straight away share the same in our WhatsApp groups. share the same in our WhatsApp groups, share the same in our WhatsApp groups. Which topic? It's topic number 5. It's called reorganization, reconstruction, reorganization. Yeah, so we began with that. And remember my notes, you're writing my notes from the back of your books. My notes will always be written from the back of your books. Mzee's notes, you write them at the back of your books. All right. So I would want to see a signal that there is somebody who has been able to get that past paper. They are online. They're available online. Somebody should be able to get them, and then they share them with us on WhatsApp. Like I can see Patrick Gekonyo, very good. Patrick, have you been able to share it with these ninjas? And of course, the very best way, because I'll be using this revision kit throughout, the very best way is to organize to get this revision kit from RCM, where we have questions and what here, questions and answers. Revision kit from RCM with questions, consider questions and answers. Like now, you would have gone straight away to page number 133. Page number 133. All right. Great. Thank you very much. Mark has also been able to get, of course, to order that these books for 1,000 shillings. You need to call RCM's customer care. Call these guys, 0793 555 000, 0793 555 000. So for part B, what have they told us? Part B of this question 4. They have told us the Altman formula for prediction of bankruptcy is given as follows. So they have given us the Z-score formula. They have told us that Z-score equals 1.2x1 plus 1.4x2 plus 3.3x3 plus, we have here 1x4, that is x4, plus 0.6x5. So this has been given to us. And now here you have to be very careful. This semester, so many students, especially who weren't mine, were caught off guard. All right? Because the examiner interchanged the formula for, it's normally x5 alone. But now you can see has brought, there's an interchange here. There is a mix-up here. But the good thing is, whenever the examiner makes some slight changes in the formula, he shall always give you a formula. Whenever you see the examiner giving you formulas to use to get x1, x2, don't go back to Waremas. We always go back to Waremas whenever we are not given an equation. Whenever we are not given those equations, like now down there, they have given us formulas, like x1 is working capital over total assets, x2, they have given us. So you are provided with the following information in respect of 3 companies. So they have given us company A, B, C. You can see working capital ETC. Now they want us to give them the Z-score for each of the 3 companies. So that the very first thing we shall do is to get those ratios for those 3 companies. We get those ratios for those 3 companies pretty fast. So we have 3 companies. We start with X1. How do we get X1, my friends? The formula for X1 has been given there. It is working capital. All over total assets. Working capital all over total assets. And then we have our 3 companies. We have A Limited. You can do them individually, but I would prefer we just finish everything for all the companies. We have B Limited. We have C Limited. So we start with, ladies and gentlemen, A. Is there somebody who is able to see the working capital? This was really a very easy question. Is there somebody who is able to see the working capital of A? Anybody who is able to see the working capital of A? Anybody who is able to see the working capital of A? Abracadabra. Anybody who is able to see the working capital? Yes, Catherine, thank you so much. So the working capital of A, Alan, thank you very much. Working capital of A is 4,000. Working capital of A is 4,000. And the total assets of A, if you are keen enough, you'll be able to see the total assets of A there. Total assets of A, 200,000. Total assets of A, they are 200,000. Go to B and do the same. Working capital of B is 2,000. Working capital of B is 2,000 over the total assets of B. Total assets of B, they are 100,000. 100,000. And then you go to C, ladies and gentlemen. C, we can see the working capital is 6,000. 6,000 divided this by the total assets of company C. Company C total assets, they are 800,000. Now, if I'm the one doing this, I'll not even pick my calculator. I'll just continue first of all of them, get all of them. I will go to X2. X2, they have given me the formula. Oh, yeah. X2, they're telling me it is retained earnings over total assets. So X2 is retained earnings over total assets. So are you able to see the retained earnings? So yeah, retained earnings, retained earnings. Imefuatana tu, retained earnings of A is 60,000. A is 60,000. Retained earnings of B is 20,000. Retained earnings of B is 20,000. Retained earnings of C is what here? Retained earnings of C, I can see retained earnings of C is 20,000 as well. Is 20,000. So we come and divide this by the total assets. Total assets, of course, I can see them from here. Total assets of A, total assets of A, 200,000, 200,000. We have here 100,000. We have here 800,000 like that, 800,000. Then we go to X3, the third ratio. The third ratio up to here, are we really together? Up to here, are we together? Are you guys able to see what I'm doing? Are you guys able to see what I'm doing? Are you guys able to see what I'm doing? Please go to the charts there. Great. Thank you so much. So X3, the formula has been provided to us. You can see X3, it is EBIT, earnings before tax, interest and tax over total assets. So in this case, ladies and gentlemen, X3 is EBIT. X3 is EBIT divided by total assets. X3 is EBIT divided by total assets. And if I look at this very well, I'm able to see the EBITs there. Third column. EBITs for A, we have 10,000. A, we have 10,000. This is 0. And then this other one here is minus 30,000. Minus 30,000. Again, you can see from the examiner, we are dividing everything here by the total assets. We are dividing everything here by the total assets. Everything by the total, respective total assets. Respective total assets of the companies. Respective total assets of the companies, which are given in the third last column. Third last column. Like for C, it is 800,000. For C is 800,000. For C is 800,000. From there, we go to X4. X4, ladies and gentlemen, this is where they confused us a little bit. But you see, they have given us the formula. If they give you the formula and then you do your things, if they give you the formula and then you go telling the examiner that I'm very bright, I know it's supposed to be water mass, automatically he's setting like that to ensure that you go to hell instead of seeing doors over heaven. In terms of exams, that is CASNEP. So they want you to go to hell. They want you to fail. And that is why you realize AFM is a very easy paper, but students who are not so keen, students who are not coming to repeat like the questions we do in class often, they fail all the time. That's why you get somebody who has failed AFM 5 times. And they're not stupid, no. It's because of those small concepts that we have here. All right. So in this case, here it is sales over total assets, sales over total assets. So sales over total assets. So sales, I can see the sales of the 3 companies. The last column, 200, 120, 900. So here we have 200,000, 120,000, and then we have 900,000. 900,000. So come and divide this by the respective total assets of which we know 200,000. The respective total assets here for this is 100,000. This is what here? 800,000. I think I would be better off. In this case, if it's X1, I just put a big line for X1. For X2, I put another big line there. I put a big line there. For X3, another big line there. For X3, a big line like that. And then X4, that is it. X4, that is it. And then now we have what we call X what here? We have X5. So X5, they have told me to use market value of equity over book value of debt. Market value of equity over book value of debt. So in this case here, we have market value of equity. So we have here market value. We can call it market value of equity over debt, over debt, over debt, over debt. So fortunately, they have given us, ladies and gentlemen, the market values. They have given us the market values here. For example, the first one that I'm seeing there is 20,000. So we have 20,000 here. So we have 20,000. So this one here will be 20,000 for X5. This will be 20,000. The last one, 20,000, divided by The debt, of course, the debt here, this will be the total liability. Debt will be the total liability. And I can see the total liabilities there. I can see the total liabilities there. So we have the first one, which is 120,000. The first one is 120,000. You go to company B. Company B market value is 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. Company C market value of equity, which is the fourth column, is 48,000. 48,000. And then I look for the respective what here? I look for the respective, and I have to adjust my board. Of course, I can see I have to adjust my board. I look for the respective total liabilities for B and C. So for B is 80,000, and then we have 740,000. So we have 80,000, and then we have 740,000, like that. All right. So I have to adjust my camera a little bit. All right. So abracadabra, are you able to give me the values of A Limited, from the beginning out to the end? Now we work with A Limited alone. X1 is equal to what? X2 is equal to what? X3 is equal to what? X4 is equal to what? X5 is equal to what? Is there someone now who is able to give me these values as fast as possible? As fast as possible, because now we have everything. A, you take that one divided by that one, you give me answers, I write down. I'll write down. So A. So Bracadabra, I'm waiting to hear from you. So A Limited, X1 will be 4,000 divided by 200. You can decide even to cut these 3 zeros to make your work easier. To make your work easier. So if you talk of 4 divided by 200. 4 divided by 200. I'm being given by Catherine 0.02. Thank you very much, Catherine. How about still A? X2. Let's get for A. Company A. X2. If I were you, actually, that's what we should have done from the word go. We should have chopped the 3 zeros from the word go. 60 divided by 200. 60 divided by 200. 60 divided by 200. 60 divided by 200. 0.3 from Anne. Thank you so much. And remember, today somebody is getting a present. Today somebody is getting a present. So for A alone, ladies and gentlemen, what in this case here then will be our X3 figure for A alone. This is 10 over 200, quite a small number. Quite a small number. 10 divided by 200. 10 divided by 200. So 10 divided by 0.05. Thank you very much. 0.05. And then we have X4. X4, ladies and gentlemen, I can see X4 here. X4, of course, I can see this and this, which will end up giving me what figure? Somebody for X4, somebody who is following. Is that 1? Is that 1? That must be 1, yes. And then lastly, we have here 20,000, which is 20 over 120. That's quite an ugly figure. So 20 over 120 gives me what figure, somebody? 20 over 120 gives me 0.1667. 0.1667. Yeah. So enda kwa column ya B, fanya the same. Column ya B, fanya the same. Oh yeah. Already you have your workings here for future reference. And you have said we are chopping the 3 zeros. The last 3 zeros. The last 3 zeros. And then you get all those X values for boy. Get all of them. Get all of them. Get all of them. And then I'll tell you something very nice. Get all of them. And then I'll tell you something very nice. So according to Catherine, the first one is supposed to be 0.02. How I wish, we have 50 of us online. 50 of us, in this case here in Zoom. In Zoom. All right. And of course, as I wait for you guys to tell me those answers, remember RCM, like last evening, AFM, not last evening, but last semester, AFM, we had 300 students. 300 students. So currently we are about 50, even from the group. That's not our number. You guys have a very big task. You must get outside there, look for those students here from Mwalimu, because here we are very dedicated. We promise you the very best. And for the very new students who are here, who are intending to join us, we simply charge 4,800. 4,800. And with this 4,800, we are able to provide a lot, quite a lot. All right. So Celine, she's giving me figures. Celine has given me 0.2 here. She's giving me 0 there. She's giving me 0, the third one. The third one. How about the fourth one? How about the fourth one? The fourth one. 1.2 from Stella. 1.2 from Stella. And then now we have the fifth one, the very last one, the very last one, the fifth one, the very last one. What are we able to get there? The very last one for B. 0.0625, right? 0.0625. Check again, check again, check again. 0.0625 is correct. And then we go and do the same for C. So for C, what do we have here for C? What do we have here for C? We'll go and do the same for C. We'll go and do the same for C. Now we are getting the ratios. We're getting the ratios for C. C, the workings are here. You chop the 3 zeros, that will be 6 divided by 800. Quite a tiny number. Very tiny number. Very, very tiny number. What do we have there? Somebody 0.0075, right? So we have here 0.075. 0.075. If that is correct. 0.0. Is it single zero or double zeros in between? Double zeros. Double zeros, double zeros, yes, double zeros in between there. And then we go to the second X2 for C. So for C second one, I'm taking 20 divided by 800. 20 divided by 800, that will give me what figure? 0.025, I'm told. 0.025, I'm told. And then we go to X3. So X3 will be minus, because this minus 30 divided by 800. Minus 30 divided by 800, that will give us minus 0.0375. So minus 0.0375. And then we go to X4. Is there somebody who could be knowing what our X4 figure is? X4. Of course, this will be 900 divided by 800. So 900 divided by 800, that gives me 1.125, you're correct. 1.125, you're correct. And then we go to the last one, quite a nice figure there. 48 divided by 740. 48 divided by 740, 0.0. Faith, okay, 1.125, that's when I've been able to write it down. So now we are on the very last one. On the very last one is 0.065. 0.065. 0.065. Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, after you do that, the next thing that you're supposed to do now is to give us the Z-score. Go ahead and give us the Z-score. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very simple thing because your examiner will always give you these formulas, like the Z-score. At times, in this case, the water mass, this one of getting these values, the ratios, the water mass, at times that one, the examiner can deny you those formulas. But the formula for Z-score will always be given to you. Like this examiner in this sitting, he gave us, so now we are on to the last stage, which is the stage of Z-score. The last stage, which is the stage of what here, Z-score. And our Z-score, ladies and gentlemen, what do we have here? We have our Z-score given. It is 1.2x1 plus 1.2x1 plus 1.4x2 plus 3.3x3, 3.3x3 plus x4 plus 0.65 x5, like that. Plus 0.6 only, 0.6 x5, like that, yes. So then we want you to come and give us here the Z-score for each of these companies. So we start with the Z-score of A Limited. The Z-score of A Limited. We are simply plugging in these values here. We are simply plugging in the values because we have everything. So here it will be 1.2 times x1. I'm able to see x1 for A. Remember, it is company A. I'm able to see x1 for A. I'm able to see x2 for B, or rather x2 for A. So I'm following A throughout. So then 1.2 times x1 here, which is 0.02, plus 1.4 times x2. x2 is 0.3, plus 3.3, ladies and gentlemen, times x3 here. x3, which is 0.05, 0.05 plus, in this case here, x4. x4, which is 1, I'm simply substituting here. So plus 1 there, plus, let me see whether my board is allowing me. Yeah, my board is allowing me very well to go to this side of the board and write here 0.65, 0.65, I can write here 0.6, I mean 0.6 times x5. x5 in this case here is 0.1667. Very beautiful. 0.1667. Hiding a little bit, but I'm so sure somebody will be able to give me that Z score. Now, using your calculator, is there somebody who is able to give me this Z score? Using your calculator, is there somebody who is able to give me this Z score? Using your calculator, Z score, Celine, 1.709. Thank you very much, Celine. I'm waiting to confirm from another ninja here. Another ninja here, just for confirmation purposes. What are these ninjas getting? What are these ninjas getting? 1.79, 1.709, 1.709. So this one is giving us 1.709 like that. 1.709, 1.709, 1.709. Ladies and gentlemen, we should be able to go ahead and give an advice. So according to your understanding, those bankruptcy levels is a 100% bankrupt, or a 50% bankrupt, or 0% bankrupt. Remember those three categories. Is A, where is A? With this 1.709, where is it? Where is A? Where is A? With this 1.709, where is A? 100% bankrupt, I agree with you. Ladies and gentlemen, remember those bankruptcy levels we have here, 1.8, you must cram this, and then 2.7. If your Z score falls here, this is 100% bankrupt, 100% B for bankrupt. If your Z score falls here, then it's Mr. 50-50, 50% B for bankrupt. But if you get, in this case here, your Z score belonging here, then automatically this means 0% bankrupt, or in this case here, 100% successful company. 100% successful company. So where is our 1.709? Our 1.709 is in this range. Is in this range. Is less than 1.8. So this is less than 1.8. This is less than 1.8. And therefore A is 100% bankrupt. A is 100% bankrupt. A is 100% bankrupt. Yes, I'll be able to pardon here. Remember this 1.8 and 2.7, they are numbers that you should be able to cram. They are threshold that you need to cram. So this 1.8 and the 2.7, you must cram them. So if Faith, you have been able to get this 1.7, where is 1.7 in this number line? It is less than 1.8. It is in this area. And if it is in this area of less than 1.8, this area is an area that signifies what? That the company is 100% bankrupt. If it falls here, it's 50% bankrupt, meaning that you have got some chances of resuscitating the company. You can resuscitate that company. You can reorganize it, and it becomes, in this case here, a good company on its toes, and it works. And it works. But of course, if it is here, like some student was able to do, you know, I'd given you guys some work. It's only one student who returned that assignment and told me, Mwalimu, my company is really liquid. And it was liquid to 5 point something. That lady must be working for a very serious organization. All right. I don't know whether there is anybody who was able to do this bankruptcy level for their companies. Is there any other student who was able to do this bankruptcy level for their, because I told you the way I teach you here, I should teach you in a way that you should be able to practice finance after you clear. You should be able to practice finance. It should be in a very practical way. It should be in a very practical way. But again, remember, as you do these bankruptcy levels, assuming you get like your firm is 100% bankrupt, should you immediately run to the doors of your directors, telling the directors, you know what, you guys, even this company is bankrupt, you will be fired. You will be fired. You can't do that. You can't do that. So Faith, have you been able to pick now the concept, Faith? Faith wanted me to pardon. Have you been able to pick the concept? I don't mind repeating even 10 times, so long as you really get to understand the concept. Anything less than 1.8, 100% bankrupt. In between 1.8 and 2.7, 50% bankrupt. Over 2.7, 0% bankrupt, a successful company. Faith, I'm waiting for your confirmation. And I can see 85 charts. This is why I love RCM students are very, very active. You can see a class of about 50, they have done 48 charts. Not 48, but 50. No, 85 charts, you can imagine. Like on average, each one of them has done 2 charts. That's very commendable. Very good. Very good. Very good. So then if Faith is not asking any other question, I would want us to go ahead and get the z-score for B. Let's see abracadabra now. Z-score for B. Let's see abracadabra now. So z-score for B now. So z-score for B. I'm going to use down here because of big space. So z-score for B limited. So B limited, I can see the ratios are here, and I can see the coefficients here. So like now for B, the first one is 1.2, x1 for B is 0.02. So 0.02 plus, we have here 1.4, x2, where x2 is what here is 0.2. For B, remember it's B alone, plus 3.3, x3 which is 0, plus, ladies and gentlemen, x4 which is 1.2, plus 0.6 x5, x5 which happens to be quite a huge one, 0.0625, 0.0625. So are you able to give me this figure? Are you able to give me this figure? So as you give me this figure, of course, this is a free of charge class for some students outside there. We're still running those few free classes. Please, this is RCM College. My name is Dr. Joshua Aura. I teach AFM. I teach AFR. I teach business data analytics at RCM. And of course, our number is 0793 555 000. 0793 555 000. 0793 555 000. So then, according to Anne, we are getting 1.5445. According to Anne, we are getting 1.5445 like that. So is that the case for most of us? Is that what most of us are getting? 1.54 something. Could be 1.541. 1.54 something. 1.54 something. Most ninjas are not. Great. Alan has confirmed. So then can you go ahead and tell me, where do you think in this case here does B belong? Is B a 50% successful company? Is it a 50% bankrupt company? Is it a 100% bankrupt company? Where does this B belong? It's 100% bankrupt, yes. It's 100% bankrupt, yes. Because you remember our bankruptcy levels, 1.8. This is always constant, 2.7. So below here, bankrupt, 100%. So 1.5 is less than 1.8. So it means that B is a bankrupt, is a 100% bankrupt company. 100% bankrupt company. Now, can you kindly do the one for C for me? Kindly go ahead and do the one for C for me. Let's see whether you'll be able to handle it very well. Let's see whether you'll be able to handle the one of C for us very well. Yeah, company C is again 100% bankrupt, yes. Company C is 100% bankrupt because the Z there, the Z score is what here? The Z score is 1.0. The Z score there is 1.0, 1.08 something, 1.08 something, which is less than 1.8, meaning that C is also a bankrupt company. C is a bankrupt company. C is a bankrupt company as well. C is a bankrupt company as well. So with that, can we say that now we are comfortable with the Altman's Z-score model? Can we go to a different model? Can we now go to a different model? They're very easy models of measuring bankruptcy. Can we go to a different model? All right. All right. All right. At least one student is saying, yes. The other students are really quiet. I don't know whether they are following. Great. Now from there, ladies and gentlemen, we go to a model here called the Spring-Gate model. So number 2 is known as Spring-Gate model. So after Altmans, we have the Springate, named after the people who discovered them. Springate model. Springate. So we have here Springate model. And because they are quite easy, we don't even introduce them. We use questions direct. And I would want us to straight away look at this question that was tested on December 2021. Question number December 2021. Question number 3C. December 2021. December 2021. Question number 3 cow. December 2021, question number 3 cow. December 2021, question number 3 cow. I will take less than 10 minutes to discuss this question. Less than 10 minutes to discuss the question. And then I leave you to do it because we promised 1 hour class. A class of 1 hour. Today is still a celebrations day. And remember, as I told the morning class, if you guys were there, we know that these classes will be 300 above, and for sure be forced to repeat most of these things. So what we are doing, we don't want to disadvantage you. We want to have you guys having the wheel rolling as we wait for the other students. Of course, exams will come out, not this week, but the other week, Monday, Tuesday, we should be able to have it. But I'll be able to confirm. By tomorrow, I'll have known the exact date when the exams will be coming out, for you guys to know that you are here permanently now. All right. So is there somebody who has been able to get this question? Is there somebody who has been able to get this question of December 2021? Question number 3C. December 2021. Question number 3C. December 2021. Question number 3C. The following data relates to Keban Limited. Keban Limited. I would want all of us to buy these books, really. If we had these books, it would have been very easy because I would just be reading the page number, you know, page number. So the following data relates to Keban Limited, a company that operates in the manufacturing sector for the year ended 31st December 2020. So they have given us sales. Everything is given there. The company is currently paying interest on a long-term debt instrument amounting to $905,000 per year, and that the company's total liabilities is constituted in the ratio of 2%, 25%, ratio 25% between current and non-current what-year components required. Using the Springate model, assess the financial health of the company. Note the Springate model takes the following form. So they have told you Z equals 1.03A, 3.07B, 0.66C, plus 0.4D. They have even gone ahead to tell you what A is. A is net working capital over total assets. B is operating profit over total assets, which you'll be able to pick from up there. And then C is net profit before taxes over current liabilities. And then we have D is sales over total assets, like that. All right. So Springate is very, very easy. It's actually easier than Altman's Z-score. It's actually easier than Altman's what year Z-score. But then how do I get to do this really? How do I get to do this really? Ladies and gentlemen, what we have here, it's very, very easy. You see, if it's Springate, we are told here that Z equals what? Z equals 1.03A plus 3.07B plus we have here 0.66C plus we have here 0.4D. So our role is to get these values of A, B, up to D. And the A, they have told us it is net working capital. It is net working capital, all over total assets. So is there somebody who is able to see the net working capital? Is there somebody who is able to see the net working capital from the table given? From the table given? From the table given, is there somebody who is able to see the net working capital? Do we have this question, by the way? Do we have it? Oh, yeah. I have a feeling that we don't have it. I have a feeling that we don't have this question. Do we have it? Do we have the question? So net working capital, you're right. It is negative 1777, negative 1777, all over total assets. And total assets have been given there. If you're keen enough, the second figure, if you're keen enough, the second figure, 49, 579. 49, 49, 579 like that. So is there somebody who can easily give us this value of A? Is there somebody who can easily give us this value of A? Why they are not talking to me? Negative 0.0358. Negative 0.0358. Thank you very much. We go to B. What have they told us about B? They've told us B is operating profit over total assets. So B is operating profit over total assets. Let's see whether these students can see operating profit. Is there anybody who is able to see the operating profit? Operating profit. Anybody who is able to see the operating profit? Abracadabra. Remember that operating profit is the same as profit before interest and tax. This is the same as profit before interest and tax, or earnings before interest and tax. Earnings before interest and tax. That is what we call operating profit. The profit you incur, the profit you earn before you pay interest and before you pay what year? Taxes. Oh, yay. I can see it is 2605. I can see it is 2605. So divide this by the total assets. Divide this by the total assets. Total assets are 49,579. 49,579. So are you able to give me this figure? 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 Ah, Mike, thank you very much. So Mike is giving me a figure of, that's for B, 0.05 what year? 0.053, 0.053, 0.053. 0.053. From there, we go to C. So C, what are they telling us about C? They've given us the formula. It is net profit before taxes over current liabilities. Net profit before taxes alone. Before taxes, all over current liabilities. All over current liabilities. All over current liabilities. All over current liabilities. Now, please listen. This is quite confusing, but very easy. We know that profit before interest and tax is what year? Profit before interest and tax is 2605. Come and less interest. Are you able to see the interest? The interest is given in the paragraph before required. Before required. The company is currently paying interest on a long-term debt amounting to 905. Remember, the figures here are without thousands. So so less interest. So this will be less 905 because now the interest has been given. The interest has been given. So less 905. So is there somebody who is able to give me this PBT? Profit before tax now alone. Profit before tax alone. Is there anybody who is able to give me this profit before taxation? Profit before taxation. So profit before taxation, I'm being given a figure of 17 what year? 1700. You see, you have to be very, very careful. This is now what you shall use here in your numerator. Because you see in the numerator, they don't want profit before interest and tax. They only want profit before what year? Before tax. They want profit before tax. They want profit before tax, which is 1700, all over current liabilities. And also in current liabilities, this examiner was a tricky one. He never gave us current liabilities. He gave us total liabilities. He gave us total liabilities. So if you look at this very keenly, he has told us that the company's total liabilities is constituted in the ratio of 2:5 actually. This is 2:5. So we have here 2:5. These are current liabilities to what year? Current liabilities to non-current liabilities. To non-current liabilities. So meaning that the total here, the total should be 7. Total. 2 plus 5 is 7. Abracadabra, please listen and listen to me very well. Listen and listen to me very well. This would mean that, our current liabilities will be 2/7 of the total liabilities. Current 2/7, 2/7, not 2/5. It is 2/7 of the total liabilities. So then these will be 2/7 times the total liabilities. The total liabilities have been given there. Total liabilities have been given there. You can see book value of total liabilities. Book value of total liabilities, which are 50, 44. Remember down here, I only want current liabilities. Down here, I don't want total liabilities. I only want current liabilities. That was the catchword. I only want current liabilities. So some students are giving me a figure of 1441 here. Some students are giving me a figure of 1441. Are we able to get this figure, all of us? 1441.14, Mike. 0.14, yes. 0.14, yes, like that. 1441.14, like that. Thank you so much. Now come and replace this figure here. Net profit before taxes over current liabilities of 1441.14. So then are you able to give me this figure, my good students here for C? My good students, are they able to give me this figure for C? Please ask questions. Please ask questions. So according to Nancy, this is supposed to be 1 point. According to Nancy, this is supposed to be 1.1794. Thank you very much, Nancy. You're correct. 1.1794, like that. 1.1794, like that. That's very good. Or 96. Thank you, Mike. One and the same. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And then now you go to D. What do you think of this C? I think C was quite a heavy one for the students who did this semester. C, even being able to picture the concept of profit before taxes, that you should have taken PBIT less interest. Not many students would have reasoned like that. And also now being able to apportion the total liability into current liability wasn't an easy thing for very many students. I believe in your semester, you will be able, AFM is more of interpretation, interpretivism. How do you interpret? That is the most important thing. Ladies and gentlemen, after that, we should be able to move now to the next thing here, which is what here, which is D. So for D, what do we have there for D? So for D, ladies and gentlemen, we have D is sales over total assets. So D, they're telling us that D is sales over total assets. Sales over total assets. D is sales over total assets. So are you able to see the sales figure, my friends? Are you able to see the sales figure, my friends? Are you able to see the sales figure, my friends? Are you able to see the sales figure, my friends? Oh, they are not talking to me. These guys are not talking to me. 25, 678, 678, divided by our total assets, which we know, which are 49,579. 49,579. So are you able to give me this, the value of D now? According to Ndiga, 5179. According to Dorothy, great. 0.5179. 0.5179, like that. So now I would want you guys to do me a favor. Come and substitute here, and they give me the value of what here, and then you give me the value of Z. You give me the value of Z. You give me the value of Z. Come and substitute 1.05, 1.038. So substitute, now you have everything really. Your role now is to give us the value of Z. Your role is to give us the value of Z. Your role is to give us the value of Z. So then our Z will be 1.038, where our A is minus 0.0358 plus 3.07B, where our B value is 0.053 plus we have in this case here 0.66 C, where our C, ladies and gentlemen, is 1.1794 plus 0.4 D, where our D is 0.5179. So what figure are we getting here? Abracadabra. 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 You really love this subject. It is the best subject. It is the best subject in CPA. So long as whatever we do, you get time to repeat it like almost immediately. Latest by tomorrow, you should be able to go through the notes. You should be able to go through the video. Then it will be okay. So some ninjas are telling me that the answer is supposed to be 1.5 something. Catherine, thank you for asking. No. They will give us as it is. It doesn't have it's only Altman that we have an acronym or a mnemonic. So this one doesn't have. Thanks for asking. Nancy, you're getting 1.1. Somebody is getting a different figure, Nancy. They're getting 1.5161. Nancy, check. You know, there's a negative, Nancy. I'm so sure you haven't taken care of this negative. It's supposed to be 1.5161 like that. Here, for the Spring Gate, the model is very, very easy. The thresholds you must cram. This one is 0.862. We normally use 0.862 threshold. And you must cram. Even myself, I crammed it. You crammed it because they have been given to us by the scholars here. You cram it. So if it is less than here, then this is bankrupt. Don't talk over 100%. If it's more than here, it is successful. It's a successful company which doesn't have liquidity issues. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, where is our 1.561? It is more than 0.862. More than 0.862. And therefore, the company is not bankrupt. Of course, I can see it has got some negative working capital, but so long as you get a Z-score, which is more than 0.862, for the Spring Gate, the benchmark is 0.862, and it's only one. The figure we have gotten is more than 0.862. Then we are sorted out. This means that this company is successful. This company is not bankrupt. This company is not bankrupt. All right. So I hope, Dorothy, you have been able to repeat. They are saying the figure got 1.1099. I don't know who is telling me the truth now. Now I'm worried because I can see that figure has been given to us by 2 students. Dorothy and Figa, were you guys able to repeat this with a negative? There is a negative thing here. Who is correct? Who is wrong? Who is correct? Who is wrong? It will be wrong for us to go to sleep with a wrong answer. When you get 2 students giving you an answer that is matching, you must be fearful a bit. You must be fearful a bit. But there must be an area they missed. I don't know. It could be me. Could be me with these other students in this case here. Oh, well, they're confirming 1.51. I can see somebody saying yes here. They're confirming they were wrong. Great. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, and that is it. I don't want to really do so much, but you can see within the little few minutes I've gotten here, at least we've been together, at least you guys are going home with something. That's advanced financial management for you. And of course, I will be your driver in this great journey till we finish. We normally meet how many times for AFM? 3 times. 3 times. I'll be coming in twice. And then I have a colleague of mine, a young man with a very bright future called Kashero from Mombasa. Great guy. Will be helping me with one session. And of course, as we progress after exams, there are papers we must, if you go to a place and then you realize that they are telling you that they can teach AFM or AFR 2 times, that's a lie. 2 times a week, no. it has to be more than 2 times. It is 3 or even 4. We should introduce a 4th session somehow. It can be a 4th session for simply coming to hammer questions and answers like that, because the paper is broad and yet the examiner is really testing serious questions. Like you guys saw, we tested, not we, CASNEB tested, you guys very, very serious. They were hard on you in terms of financial management of the intermediate level. They were very hard, but fortunately, you guys will still pass, because these papers is all about what year? It's all about confidence. Don't forget, you have a promise for me. We have to hit 300 students. And to hit these 300 students, you guys must get out of your way outside there. Look for students, or you are our agents. Look for those students. Otherwise, from me to you is Amin. Have a lovely night. Bye, and see you tomorrow. For the ones that I teach AFR early morning, we shall be meeting tomorrow at exactly 5 a.m. Thank you and bye. The book, this book you have to buy. There are books I'll be giving you for free, the ones I sent, but this book you have to buy it. And for you to buy it, you guys have to call our customer care number. Our customer care number is 0793 555 000. We sell it at an affordable fees over 1,000 Kenya shillings. Our classes go for 4,800 per paper. Again, to get details about, for example, pay bill, etc., please call this number tonight or tomorrow morning, 0793 555 000. And I feel like ending it here, and then I will start celebrating our mothers. Yes. Thank you. Bye. Or tumetumia profit gani? There is a question there being asked. Tumetumia profit gani? Tumetumia profit gani? Umeona pale, good question there. Of course, the profit we used here is the earnings before. You see earnings and your profit. Earnings before interest and taxes, 2605. The one on the table. The third last element. Earnings before interest and taxes. All right. That's why we used in this case here the net profit, the net operating profit for B. For B, that is the, operating profit is the same as earnings before interest and what year taxes. But when you go to C, they want us to give them to use profit before taxes after subtracting interest. So we went ahead for C. For C, we went ahead to take the profit given there, 2605, but we deducted the interest given in this particular paragraph before required. I hope that will be able to help you, Faith. Thank you for asking the question. Great. Juan, those videos are in our learning management system. Is there any student who has not gotten access to the learning management system? Because we have a learning management system where we put those videos. Like now, I expect you guys, you great students, even on top of this, like this chapter, if you are very serious students, before we meet in our next lesson, you should be able to watch all the videos covering this, because we give you access to last semester videos, all of them, and the current semester, Otherwise, thank you. Okay, I can see the guys who haven't yet gotten access. Let's address this in the group. Today, I'll have time to address this in the group with you. Can't open. I'll be able to help you. Right now, let's slide into WhatsApp. Our class WhatsApp. Let's talk there. I'll be able to help you now. Thank you.